The Academy Awards just announced, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, that starting in 2029, they will be moving their telecast from ABC to YouTube.
Yes. So we knew the rights were on the block, and there were multiple bidders. Would ABC Disney pony up again? Would it be Netflix, who's been making a real push into live events and eyeballs and all sorts of new programming?
Movie culture?
Sure, yeah. And or would it be YouTube? And here we are. YouTube wins again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is good.
I have no problem with it.
I think it's good. I think it is. I think it's logical.
Yeah.
I think it makes a tremendous amount of sense for the Academy Awards as we know them right now, and probably for its at least immediate future.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good for consumers.
Yes.
Who are going to be able to watch this show for free around the world. And I will emphasize around the world because, one, this telecast was not as clearly and easily available in England, Scotland, Ireland, Australia, a lot of English-speaking countries that would want to watch. Obviously, in addition to that, the Academy has gotten so international in the last 10 years, and the Best Picture race has gotten so international. Right now, my gut tells me there's going to be 3, maybe even 4 foreign language nominees for Best Picture this year.
Yes.
Stands to reason that this becoming the World Historical Movie Awards year by year, which it was not really, if we're being honest, in the past, but it has becoming that. It makes sense that around the world you'd want to have easy access to this show in one centralized space. This deal makes that so.
Yes. I am also okay with it. I mean, I do think user-wise, and I tend to think more in terms of consumption of an American audience, because that's like what we've been talking about. But I even think for an American audience, this will be easier and is meeting the audience where it is. And, we've talked a lot about the YouTube threat to the movies writ large, or really to everyone else. It's like, because
Viewing
are people
time.
like watching things on YouTube like us right now, I guess, or are they watching things on TV or in movie theaters? And I don't really care whether people are watching the Oscars on linear TV versus YouTube. And it's an interesting example of, this is about movie culture. The Oscars are promoting movie culture, but it still was a TV show. So I don't think you're threatening like the theatrical experience by putting the television show honoring movies that used to be watched on ABC on a place where more people can find it. I think it's actually an instance of making movie culture more available to people who might be interested in it.
I think it also makes the Oscars as a brand a slightly more totalized streaming experience in ways that are good and bad. The good I'll cite here. One, you basically get to build out the Academy's YouTube presence, and then everything related to the Academy all lives in one place. And since the Academy becomes purely associated with YouTube, then when they're airing the Governor's Ball, as they intend to, that might be more of an event for us to cover, to be a topic of conversation. And then when Tom Cruise gives that speech, it's not something that's happening in a ballroom in the middle of Los Angeles, and then the video will be posted 12 hours later. It's something that people might tune in to watch. All the red carpet coverage is going to end up on YouTube. That's a huge shift. That's a dramatic and fascinating thing. Obviously, places like E! will still have access to it, but you're commodifying all of the apparatuses around the Academy Awards and around the Academy's history into this place. So, like, will the Oscar nominees luncheon be appearing on YouTube? Does that mean that that's something that we'll get to see instead of hear about from 5 to 10 trade reporters? Probably. I would make the most hay out of those things that I probably could. So you get all that. Now, the bad is more of a kind of a cosmic, things are different now bad, I would say. That there is inevitably a kind of lowering of the prestige and specialness of the show by making it something that you almost have to watch on a device, like obviously people will be watching it on televisions and we will too, but YouTube's association with the sort of like on the go short form consumption versus this historically too long telecast, there's a bit of signal to noise there. Will you pop in and check out the Oscars and then tune out? I guess some people do that on the regular, but it's less glamorous to be on YouTube. Let's be honest.
Yeah, right now, anyway, in 2025. But it's less glamorous to be on streaming. And what this is just a confirmation of that. It's as you said, it's a streaming duopoly. And like what's interesting in this, in addition to it being on YouTube, is that Netflix didn't get it. And that was like my first thought when I saw this.
What
I was
do you think that means? Since they're spending so much money right now, they have the Actors Awards, right?
The Actors Awards. I'm sorry. It'll never not be funny to me.
And it's going to take a while for that one to sink in. I did remember it, thankfully. But, you know, they're getting involved in live awards programming. They obviously have spent the last 10 years making awards films. Is it because that would be seen as a conflict of interest? I don't really think so, because ABC was owned by Disney, which also had films that competed.
No, I assume it was money. I assume that, you know, YouTube cut and Google cut a bigger check.
Yeah.
That's
agreed.
You know, you do wonder a little bit whether there's a little bit of conscious, like, and also we would like to give this to YouTube in order to not give it to Netflix, in order to not, you know, further the seeming monopoly on Hollywood that Netflix is expanding every day. This morning,
yes,
as we're recording, the Paramount bid was rejected by Warner Brothers shareholders, or
no, it was the Warner Brothers board.
Warner Brothers board recommended to reject.
Yeah.
Which was expected.
Yes.
But it's that seems to be inching closer towards Netflix. So, you know, who will know? Who ever know if there was a little bit of lean towards one offer or another? But I certainly thought of that.
It does feel like the streaming wars are boiling down to a death struggle between YouTube and Netflix. Obviously, there are plenty of other places that are going to draw eyeballs. Disney Plus is not going anywhere in the world or in my home. But these are really the two big competitors. And, you know, obviously Instagram and TikTok have something to say about that too. But those are two platforms that are not in pursuit of things like the Academy Awards.
Exactly.
And so
they are short form.
Exactly.
And in terms of longer, please actually watch this for more than 5 minutes. Yes.
And I guess YouTube's gambit here is that this is just a huge advertising play, you know, and that time spent and the way that they'll be able to integrate advertising. And, you know, that thing that we talked about earlier this week where it was like, why is the Oscars not just a way station for the premiere of every single new trailer? Well, that's already what YouTube is on a daily basis. It's the place we go to look at trailers, and we will get to one momentarily. So this all feels very logical.
Yeah. I wonder how it will integrate into YouTube TV and whether it's part of like a strategic play to elevate but like
YouTube
would
TV?
They have their own channel? You know, we are a YouTube TV
we are as well.
Household as well. But are they just going to then like portal me over to are they trying to wean me off cable further by this?
How about this? What if there was an Oscars channel on YouTube TV?
Oh, wow.
You know, I mean, that's the kind of thing that you could do with these kinds of rights. So it's a 4-year license. This starts at the 101st Academy Awards, which means the 100th will be the last one on ABC television.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, just pure gut check. Just be real with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we there?
Will we be making this show? At the first ever YouTube Academy Awards?
I mean, there's a lot of people you got to talk to about that one that aren't me right now. Let's see. Beatles movies. What year is that again? Force Max. So that's 2028?
Yeah.
So 2029 is the year that the Beatles movies would be eligible. And I've said we got to hold on one way or another. But I'm going to have to get my business degree, you know?
Yeah.
And then a lot
that's
of
imminent.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's coming very shortly.
Maybe you're
taking the speed test, right?
Yeah, it's the Kim Kardashian lawyer and business school at home.
Okay, great.
And maybe I'll throw a JD in there as well, you know, just to really represent our interests fully. But I have said at least that we got to hold on at least through the Sam Mendes Beatles movies. So
like hold on to our lives, like, or to this show.
Both.
Okay.
We just need a place to put our feelings.
Okay.
You know, like I haven't done this for as long as we've been doing this to not have a platform to talk about.
I see.
These 4 guys as Beatles and Sam Mendes making 4 movies.
That makes me want to cancel the show so that you have to go on IG Live when the movies come out and like respond to people asking questions for 17 hours.
Who says I won't do that?
You might do it regardless.
But anyway, that's April 7th, 2028, and they would be eligible for the first YouTube Oscars.
I mean,
hosted by Joseph Quinn.
That means those movies are going to be out less than a month after the 100th Academy Awards.
Okay.
And in honor of that, I'll be watching all 100 telecasts consecutively. And I'm really excited about that. And I'll be streaming it on Twitch. Any other thoughts on this? I mean, this is just tectonic news. It is huge news. The earth under our feet is moving.
Are you surprised?
No. When you calm down, it's incredibly logical.
Yeah, I think I wasn't surprised. I was like, oh, they got it. Yeah. Like, oh, it's a little bit of. It's YouTube flexing and being like, yes, we are in fact YouTube. And you guys have all been in a panic about all your other little stuff and where your movies are going to go. And then here we are.
I genuinely like that it is broadcast by a company that is not actually making movies. I think there is something coherent about that. And that's really never been the case. So anyway, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.